Good evening and welcome to Big Z Sports presentation of high school baseball. Tonight, the Dover Tornadoes host the new Philadelphia Quakers, presented by the Keim Company, Tuscora Insurance Agency, and Rightmark Roofing. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Wood Electric, Stocker Concrete, Grandview Exterior Systems, the Cush Financial Group, and PAC Drilling. Now, let's head to the field with Big Z Sports.
Good Thursday afternoon from Tom Barbizo Stadium, home of Jim Watson Field. Welcome to Big Z and WJER Sports' continuing coverage of high school baseball for the second consecutive day. Dover and New Philadelphia battling one another. I'm Bill Morgan, joined by Josh Jarvis. And Josh, when we talk about the matchup between these two teams, I don't know if I'm one of those guys or gals that buys all the throw the records out the window when it comes to a big-time rivalry like this. But knowing that New Philadelphia won pretty handily yesterday, is it difficult mentally for Coach Weisel's team to fire into this game? Is it a bigger challenge mentally for Coach Fondry's team to bounce back to where they want to be?
Well, anybody that's a baseball guy, and these two coaches are huge baseball guys, obviously. They've been doing it for a very long time, and they do a very good job. They understand that it's a different day every time you show up to the ballpark. Yes, Philly did take command yesterday. They won 12-1. But the Guardians won 2-1 2 nights ago and then 10-2 the next night. So baseball's got a funny way of reteaching you lessons day in and day out. And even though there was a large margin of victory, you got two new pitchers out on the mound tonight compared to last night. So, yeah, I would say it's anybody's ball game. Obviously, you don't want to make mistakes. You want to try to put pressure on the other team. And whoever can be most successful at doing that will have the advantage here.
How do the coaches feel about that? We'll find out after we take a timeout. Coming up next, we'll talk with veteran Dover head coach Jeff Fondries, and following that, we'll sit down with New Philadelphia head coach Tyler Weisel. That's all next with the sports voice of the Valley and Big Z Sports.
Save the date. Customer Appreciation Days are happening at Keim Home Center and Keim Mount Hope Hardware, April 13th through the 18th. Join us for a full week of celebrating you, our customers, with 10% off select items store-wide, live demos in the shop, gift card giveaways, food, and more. Visit us online at keimhome.com or follow Keim on Facebook for more details. We'll see you April 13th through the 18th for Customer Appreciation Days at Keim Home Center in Charm and Keim Mount Hope Hardware.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscora Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscora Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscora Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They are the place to call for residential, commercial, and industrial work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
The pregame show continuing on Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley. The Dover Crimson Tornadoes in New Philadelphia this afternoon to take on the Quakers. Happy to be joined by Dover head coach Jeff Fonres. Obviously, Coach, things didn't go the way you wanted them to yesterday. Most importantly, what do you have at the top of the list for your team to do better today to get a season split on the series?
Well, that would be about everything, Bill, because I don't think we played well in any aspect of the game yesterday. And it starts with pitching. We got Brady Hart going today, and he's a strike thrower, not a real hard thrower, but a strike thrower. And then we got to play better defense than we did yesterday. You know, you made 4 errors in the game, and really a couple big double plays that could have got us out of innings that we weren't able to turn. And then offensively, boy, we didn't do much. I mean, their guy was really good, and we just got to be better in all 3 phases today.
Coach, when you talk about doing that, how much of it is a physical and getting the job done offensively, defensively, or on the bump? How much of it is a mental part of the game?
Yeah, I think that's our struggle right now is mentally. Guys aren't really swinging the bats as well as we can. Pressure's on a little bit, you know, especially when you play your rival back-to-back early in the season. So there's a little pressure mounting, but hey, like we told them yesterday, that's one game. Let's come back. Let's get a split. Everything's still in front of us as far as league if we can get a win today. So we just got to play better today.
Dover head coach Jeff Fonres, our guest, as a part of the high school baseball pregame show on the Sports Voice of the Valley. Maybe for people who didn't get a chance to watch the online stream yesterday or haven't followed you so far, or people, and they do this on the Crimson Tornado side, on the Quakers side, they pay attention when it's Dover and New Philly. Who are some of your leaders on the field?
Sure. Our top 3 guys are the guys that got to get it going offensively for us, and that's Luke Leggett, who leads off, has great speed, can steal some bases. And then Jack Judkins, the senior leader for us that's swinging the bat well right now. And Liam Mass in the 4-hole's been hitting ropes all year. So if those guys set the table for us and then we get a quality start out of Brady like we have his first time out, we'll be okay today.
When you look to the opposite dugout, what are your biggest concerns about Coach Weisel's team?
Well, they swing it really good. You know, defensively they were pretty sharp yesterday, but I'm not sure who they got on the mound today. Obviously, last night we were overmatched a little bit, but they swing it well as long as we play good defense, and we just need to come up with a big hit when we get some guys on base, and an early lead sure would help tonight.
Coach, as always, we appreciate your time. Best of luck to Dover today.
Thanks a lot, Bill.
Coming up as the pregame show continues, we'll talk with New Philadelphia head coach Tyler Weisel. That's with Big Z Sports and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Okay, get this. Now at Wendy's, you get to go biggie with new Biggie deals. That means going biggie with the $4 Biggie Bites, Biggier with the $6 Biggie Bag, or Biggiest with an $8 Biggie Bundle. So now you can choose and customize your Biggie deal. As you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More Biggie options so you can get more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
Stuck in a lunch rut? Subway has the cure. Introducing the Sub of the Day, a fresh 6-inch favorite for just $4.99 every day of the week. Meatball Monday, Tuna Tuesday, Sweet Onion Wednesday, Turkey Thursday, Forest Ham Friday, BMT Saturday, and Spicy Italian Sunday. And for just $2 more, make it a meal with a drink, chips, or cookies. Start a new ritual, fresh flavor, everyday value. Sub of the Day, only at Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
What's better than a fresh, hot McDonald's Big Mac? How about a free McDonald's Big Mac? Simply download the McDonald's app and join My McDonald's Rewards, and your free Big Mac will be waiting. Looking for more freebies? After your first purchase, you'll get another free food reward. Keep earning points and watch your rewards add up. Using the app is fun and easy. Just select Earn Points before you order to get a simple code to redeem. Then watch your points turn into free food. Grab the app, then pick up your free Big Mac at your favorite area McDonald's today.
The high school baseball pregame show rolling on Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley. For the second consecutive day, New Philadelphia battling with Dover in baseball. Happy to be joined by Quaker head coach Tyler Weisel. Coach, folks can look at the results on social media or wherever they find it and see that your team played pretty well yesterday. What did you like best that you saw from the Quakers?
You know, we played hard, we played fast, and probably the best thing we did is we continued to score. We scored a crooked number in the first inning, then for the next three we scored at least one run. So we kept winning the inning, and then, you know, we had the big inning in the fifth to close it out.
When you talk about the talent on your team, I was talking with Coach Fondrist a few minutes ago about sometimes people, until it's Philly and Dover, they're not paying a whole lot of attention. So for the people along those lines, tell them about some of the players you look to lead your team on the field.
Yeah, so it all starts with our seniors. It all starts with our vets, you know. Braylon McBride, Owen Courtney, Jackson Norris, who's on the mound today. Cohen Winters, Cameron Wright, Kane Oddie, they're all key parts of what we do here. It all starts with them. They go, we go. Their leadership has been nothing but fantastic this year, and we hope for that to continue.
Talk about how important the play of Jackson Norris has been, with Jackson Martini under the weather and unable to go so far. Certainly his efforts on the mound have, I'm assuming, meant a lot to you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's a gamer. You know, nothing phases him. He's tough as nails. You know, he comes from a deep football background where he's tough, played multiple positions on the football field, and that's no different here. He shows up. You know, the guys like to talk about that they're blue collar. And that blue-collar mindset kind of starts with Jackson. He's tough, he works hard, he competes, he's gritty, and that's what we need out of pitchers.
New Philadelphia head coach Tyler Weisel. It's a part of our high school baseball pregame show with the sports voice of the Valley and Big Z Sports. Coach, the most important thing for your team to do today so you can A, stay undefeated, and B, take back-to-back games against you.
We got to wash yesterday. You know, I told him after the game yesterday, we got on the left field line, looked at my watch, I said, you got 8 minutes. I said, you got 8 minutes to enjoy it, and we lock back in for today. It's 7 innings. It's Dover Philly. If you don't think they're going to come hungry today, you're mistaken. So we got to come out. We got to throw strikes in the first inning. We got to play sound defense, and we got to score early and often.
Coach, that sounds like a great theory. Is that a challenge for you and the rest of the coaching staff to make a reality, that mental approach with teenagers?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, the old saying goes, baseball is 90% mental and the rest is physical, or however that saying goes. You know, it's tough. It's going to be tough for them to kind of wash yesterday out and focus on the 7 innings that is happening today here at our field at home. But I think we have the right veteran mindset and presence to make that happen.
It is New Philadelphia head coach Tyler Weisel. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. By the way, how's fatherhood going?
Man, it's awesome. I love it. Got to give little Sloaney a kiss yesterday before the game, and she's our good luck charm.
Well, so there we go. You have to give her another kiss before today's game.
Absolutely have to. It's going to need to be done, so it will be done today.
These baseball guys are A, crazy, B, incredibly superstitious. More on the pregame show coming up with Josh Jarvis and I next with Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley.
This is Diana from Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your trained comfort specialist in downtown Dover. In the chill of winter or the steamy days of summer, we're here for you 24/7 with an honest, friendly, affordable service. Right now, purchase a qualifying HVAC system and receive a free duct cleaning, the value of $850. So if you've been considering the investment of a new HVAC system, don't miss out on this opportunity. Call me, Diana, at 330-343-5511. Since 1981, your comfort is our #1 priority here at Dover Philly Heating and Cooling.
This is Nate's. Contact us today for all your auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance needs. We're proud to have been your local hometown agents for over 35 years and look forward to helping you see the difference local agents can make for you. Kemp Insurance on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
This is Don Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Whether it's repair work from a fender bender, the after effects of a powerful storm, or a life-changing moment like a house fire, Kemp Insurance is here to provide unmatched customer service. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years.
High school baseball, it's in New Philadelphia and Dover for the second consecutive day with the sports voice of the Valley and Big Z Sports. The biggest difference, obviously, the side of the river they're playing on. It was in Dover City Park on Wednesday afternoon today at the newly named Tom Farbizo Stadium and Jim Watson Field. Jackson Norris, the lefty, will get the start. Josh for New Philadelphia. And normally he'd be a weekend pitcher, a midweek game pitcher, but Jackson Martini out for about another week. The talented sophomore, and Jackson Norris, a senior, has been doing a good job in his absence for Coach Weisel's team.
Yeah, he really has. He's pitched 6 1/3 innings so far this year. He's been pretty reliable, stepped in place of Martini, and certainly going into the season, you want to have at least three good starters. So you have that course of league games, and you have some another guy to throw in on the weekend or non-league games and stuff like that. But Norris has been around for a while, and he understands the gravity of a OCC matchup, and especially one from across the river. So I expect him to throw strikes here, let his defense do some work, and get them in a pretty good position.
Here at Tom Farbizo Stadium, 290 feet down the left field and right field lines, 327 to the power alleys, and 350 feet to straightaway center field. Leading off for the Crimson Tornadoes, their talented shortstop, Luke Leggett, kind of what you would want your leadoff guy to be. He's got a good stick, he's got a lot of speed, and he'll step in, batting from the right side against the lefty, Jackson Norris. Leggett, a slightly open stance. Norris ready on the mound in the first pitch of the afternoon. A called strike. In yesterday's game, Luke went 0 for 3 at the top of Jeff Fondry's lineup. Jack Range, the sophomore catcher behind the plate for the black and red. The 0-1 pitch bounced to second. Adi Wolfield throw on to first base for the first out in the first.
It's a really good defensive play by Adi there. I mean, that ball was just line drive and just barely short hop, but he was able to stay in front of it, hanging curveball a little bit. Ball hit well, but Adi able to get the out.
To bring Jack Judkins, the two-hole hitter, to the plate defensively for New Philadelphia. In the infield, third base, Owen Courtney, Braylon McBride at short, Kane Adi, who we just heard from at second, and Brady Evans at first. The first pitch, a breaking ball and a called strike. Judkins 0 for 2 yesterday in the Dover defeat. Norris working from ahead on the first two batters. That ball grounded to short. McBride will field, fire on to first base. Evans stretches and beating it out down the first base line. Jack Judkins with an infield single.
Yeah, that ball looked like got up on Braylon a little bit, hopped up the last second. He kind of fielded it inside of his stomach a little bit there, slowed him down on the release. Really close play. Umpire called him safe.
Liam Mast, who got the start on the mound for Dover yesterday over at Dover City Park. He's the number 3 hitter playing left field today. Bounces it back up the middle. McBride field, steps on second to throw on to first base in time for an inning-ending 6-3 double play. After a half inning, it is Dover scoreless and New Philadelphia coming to bat with Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley.
H&M Collision is conveniently located just off the boulevard in Dover and invites you to experience their unmatched customer service the next time you're in need of collision repair. H&M Collision will offer the highest standards in the industry, using state-of-the-art equipment to complete each repair by the book, never compromising on quality and keeping your safety and satisfaction their top priority. When you need premium auto body services, trust H&M Collision, where you're treated like family.
Feeling uneasy about your finances? Your credit union can help. I'm Katie Steinebry, a certified financial counselor at Dover Philly, and I can help you get back on track financially. Whether you are trying to establish a budget or rebuild credit, I can help. All discussions are confidential and free of charge with your credit union membership. Call Dover Philly today at 330-364-8874 and ask for Katie. At Dover Philly Federal Credit Union, we're people helping people. It's how we thrive together. Join us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
After a half-inning of play, Dover scoreless, New Philadelphia coming to bat for the first time against the right-hander, Brady Hart. The Quakers, in yesterday's victory over Dover, jumped out to an early lead and never really looked back, on their way to their third consecutive conference win. And coming into today's game, New Philly 3-0 in the OCC and 5-0 overall. The loss by Dover yesterday, just their first in conference play, as Coach Fondry's team 2-1 in the early going of the OCC campaign. Defensively for Dover, Jack Judkins at third, Luke Leggett at short, Jacob Naretto at second base, Cam Nauer at first, Braden Bergeron behind the plate. And the D for the Crimson Tornadoes. In the outfield, left to right, Liam Mast, Cale Oswald, and Gavin Van Horn. CC Carruthers to lead things off, the junior center fielder for New Philadelphia. CC had a couple of hits and a walk yesterday. New Philly in their home white jerseys, red letters and numbers. Dover in their traveling crimson. Now, if you're New Philadelphia, at the risk of clearly overstating the obvious, want to get off to a start like you did yesterday, and again with the overstatement of said obvious, Dover wants the exact opposite. Carruthers showing bunt, pulls it back, and Joshua called strike.
Yeah, looks like wasn't really attempting to bunt there. Kind of wanted to see what the defense was doing moving around.
The 0-1 sails inside, nearly hits CC. Is this the first game, Josh, you've got the actual game action you've seen at the second part of the refurbishing for the stadium?
This is the actual first game. This place is beautiful. They've done a tremendous job.
The next pitch missing off the plate and outside.
There's a lot of hard work that went into this. Kelly Ricklick heading the whole thing up. The bleachers are amazing. The new dugouts, everything.
The 2-1 to Carruthers, high, ball 3. Well, when we were talking, myself and Bill Hammerstrom from WJER, we did the softball game yesterday, and the all-turf softball field over at Dover, the athletic facilities for all these schools, as CC takes a called strike, the count now full. Really outstanding, no matter what the sport is, no matter which school we're talking about.
Yeah, the schools in this area are doing a tremendous job making great venues to go out and watch games.
The ball foul down the left field line. Liam Mast drifting and catches it actually just in fair territory for the first out
Shortstop, number 2,
of the first inning for New Philadelphia.
Yeah, that ball, as it was tailing to the line, looked like it might get out of play, and it actually stayed in play. I was surprised, too.
That'll bring Braylon McBride to the plate. Braylon enjoying a solid senior season. Got a chance to see this team, New Philadelphia, play up at Tusky Valley Saturday afternoon, and Braylon hit an absolute bomb out of that park to left center. The 1-0 to McBride. That's popped up foul. Looks like it's going to get out of play, and it does.
going back to that last play, if you haven't been down here since they put that fence in, there used to be just a chalk line that was saying that was out of play down there. Now they got a fence that's tight in against the lines.
1-1 on the right-handed hitting McBride. The next pitch, like a breaking ball, missing out of the zone. 2-1. Ready is Hart. The pitch fouled off and out of play as things even up at 2-2. Braylon's younger brother, a member of this baseball team, he got the win on the mound Saturday at Tusky Valley. The 2-2 pitch, a called strike 3 on a pitch that looked a little bit high to me, but there's a reason I'm paid to be an announcer and not an umpire.
I think Braylon would agree with you on that one. He wasn't too happy with the call, but I mean, it was close. It's a tough one to take when you have 2 strikes.
If this was the majors, maybe Braylon would have tapped the top of the helmet for the replay. As Owen Courtney comes to the plate, the winning pitcher on the mound yesterday for the Quakers takes a called strike. Not only did he get the job done on the bump, but he did it at the plate as well when he went 2 for 3 and scored 3 runs. The 0-1 called strike at the knees. So Courtney down on the count, 0-2. The next ball bounced to short, Leggett there. Throws on to first to get Courtney, and the Quakers go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. After 1 full inning, New Philadelphia and Dover scoreless with Big Z Sports.
If you're planning a major concrete project, you need the help of Stocker Concrete Company. From precast concrete products to ready-mix concrete, sand, gravel, limestone, and concrete block, the professionals at Stocker Concrete can help you get started and keep you on the path to completion using the best materials you can find. Stocker Concrete is the concrete material provider you can count on. See them at 7574 Route 36, Janaden-Hutton, or call 740-254-4626.
Cush Financial Group has been proudly serving the community's financial needs for over 35 years. The team at Cush Financial follows an industry-leading service model with a unique approach and fiduciary responsibilities associated with their board-certified financial planner. With over 75 years of combined experience, the advisors at Cush Financial Group are here to help you achieve your financial goals. Contact their office at 330-308-8700 or visit their website at cushfinancial.com to see about scheduling your free consultation today. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Independence Capital Company Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC.
1 inning in the high school baseball history books from Jim Watson Field at Tom Barbizo Stadium, New Philadelphia and Dover scoreless as we head for the top of the second. For New Philadelphia, after today's game, they are right back here at Tom Barbizo Stadium tomorrow, a non-league matchup against Indian Valley before going to, talk about a nice field, before they go to Janaden on Saturday.
Yeah, they were one of the first ones in the area to kind of get that turf laid down. Them, I think, and then Dover was close behind, but they have a wonderful facility over there in Janaden.
You will watch that game tomorrow, the Braves and the Quakers, with Big Z Sports. Quakers outfield defense, which we didn't get to in the top of the first. Left field, Cam Wright, C.C. Carruthers in center, and Brooks Bezzosi in right. Catcher Braden Bergeron to lead things off, and Norris's first pitch to him to start the second inning, sailing high for a ball. For those that may not know, Josh is the principal at New Philadelphia's Welty Middle School. The next pitch, that misses. Mr. Jarvis, which is what they call you when you're the principal, how many days are left in school?
So we do have a teacher on the second floor. I'm not going to name any names, but he's he's got a whiteboard outside of his room, and it says 34 right now.
There's a fly ball into center field. C.C. Carruthers with a nice running catch.
Boy, C.C. got a really good jump on that ball. That was a nice line drive that just stayed up a little bit, and he was able to make a great catch on the run.
Number 11, Beckham Mast.
Designated hitter Beckham Mass steps to the plate. He's batting for the pitcher, Brady Hart. Norris coming set on the mound. First pitch, high for a ball. And you've been involved in sports in a number of different ways. You're a high school athlete, a high school coach. And I'll get to the question coming up momentarily, the 1-0 pitch. Chopped, foul down the third base line, 1-1. Veteran head coach Jeff Fondress coaching down there at third. Talk about what it's like for a center fielder like CeCe or anybody in the outfield to try and get the right break on a ball. Everybody thinks, that's simple. I could catch that ball. Sometimes they're tailing, Josh. Sometimes they're drifting. Not as easy as it looks. The 1-1 pitch misses just off the plate.
No, it's not. And the hardest one when you're in the outfield is the one that is hit on a line right at you. Because that one, it can move a little bit, tail a little bit, especially if you're in right field. It might tail to the line. Left field, it might tail the other way to the other line.
The 2-1 pitch hit hard to third. A big bounce, and it comes up and hits Owen Courtney in the upper part of his chest. May have got his chin. So
looks like it might have got him in the collarbone. That ball jumped up quick. It stayed down till it got right up to him, and then that ball jumped up and hit him pretty good. But the Quakers now have a runner at first base with only one down in the second.
That'll bring Gavin Van Horn to the plate. He's the right fielder for the Crimson Tornadoes, and certainly one of the better young athletes over at Dover. Three-sport guy, football, basketball, baseball. His dad, Steve, was a very good athlete at Dover. Kind of funny how that works. If mom or dad are good athletes, sometimes that trickles down to the sons and daughters.
Yeah, it kind of works that way sometimes, most times.
Norris with the 1-0 pitch to Van Horn. Nice job by Jack Range of keeping that Josh out in front of him.
Yeah, that was a good job by the sophomore catcher. He's only a sophomore behind the dish there, but he played majority of the time as a freshman behind the dish last year. So he may only be a sophomore, but he's got a full year of varsity experience under his belt.
2 balls, no strikes on the right-handed hitting Van Horn. Next pitch, low, ball 3. So neither team scored in the first inning. Dover's got 1 out here in the second and 1 on in Beckham Mast, who reached down the infield single. The 3-0 pitch, there's a called strike.
Batter taking all the way in that situation. Now he's in a hitter's count, 3-1. You still want to throw a strike, but you got to be careful getting it right over the meat of the plate.
Norris, the southpaw, comes set. Pitch, high, ball 4. Now, when you were coaching baseball, what is your whole, do you swing 3-0 if the guy's a good hitter? What is your whole thought process and take on that?
I never let a kid swing 3-0 unless we're in a situation where we're up 15-0 in the 6th inning. I'm like, I don't care if you swing. But no, it was take all the way. And I know Jeff Fondress. I coached against Jeff Fondress back in my coaching days. He's been doing it for a long time. He has the same kind of philosophy.
Jacob Noretto, the second baseman. Norris's first pitch is Jackson. Kind of loses his footing and slips down.
He went down to one knee on that pitch, so he certainly didn't have his footing as he delivered that one.
Looks in to his battery mate Range. And steps back off of the rubber. At the high school level, Josh, you'll see, I don't know if I want to say a lot of guys, but they'll start from the stretch. They won't go for the full windup. How does a guy or how does a coach make a decision on what that player wants to do as a starting pitcher.
Well, I had guys that like to do it both ways. It's just comfort level, and you kind of see it as you spend some time with the guys throwing in the gym and stuff like that, and you see what they're most comfortable with. If the kid's more comfortable just coming out of the stretch from the start, then you let him do it.
The 1-0 pitch hit hard, and that's into left field. That'll be a base hit. They are going to hold the runner at third. That is the lead runner, Beckham Matz. And now the bases are loaded with Crimson Tornadoes, and only one out in the top of the second inning after the bullet to left by Jacob Noretto.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard in the left field. Nobody had a shot at fielding that one. Bonders does hold the runner up at third. There's only one out. Plenty of opportunities to score here with 2 outs left.
Dover first baseman Cam Nauer hitting number 8 in Coach Von Rees' orders. Comes to the plate. Norris coming set. The ball bounced up the middle. McBride will flip it to second. The throw on to first base. In time!
Oh, wow.
For a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. Dover with the bases loaded and only one out does not score. We go to the bottom of the second. Dover and New Philadelphia scoreless with Big Z Sports.
At Hartson's Quality Housing, we believe a home is where families grow, memories are made, and futures are built. For 47 years, we've stood by the values that matter most: honesty, trust, and a commitment to our community. Our goal is to provide affordable, reliable housing solutions. We don't just build homes, we invest in the future by supporting local student athletes and the schools that shape tomorrow's leaders. Whether it's on the field or in the classroom, we're proud to stand with our youth and the families who cheer them on. Hartsler's Quality Housing, built on trust, committed to community.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust the team at Grandview Exterior Systems. Established in 2016, they specialize in commercial, industrial, and residential roofing, handling everything from repairs and replacements to full restorations and ongoing maintenance. At Grandview Exterior Systems, their mission is simple: create peace of mind for every client while setting the standard for safety, quality, and efficiency in construction. Visit them at 2230 Township Road 415 in Dundee. Call 330-275-1807 or learn more at GrandviewExteriorSystems.com. Grandview Exterior Systems. They have you and your roof covered.
High school baseball with the sports voice of the Valley and Big Z Sports on a beautiful Thursday afternoon from Jim Watson Field at Tom Farbizo Stadium. New Philadelphia working their way thanks to the double play out of some trouble in the top of the second, and we'll see what Tyler Weisel's batting order 4, 5, and 6 can do here in go round number 2 against Dover righty Brady Hart. First game of the season as they open the new phase of this stadium. Brady had a big game, not only offensively, but he came in relief on the mound and did a great job. Using a good eye at the plate, and the first pitch is out of the zone. 2-0 the count. And that one hit him in the back of the head.
Well, that's why they wear the helmet. He's kind of shaking it off running to first base there like nothing happened. But that's a scary one right there when somebody gets hit in the head.
Second baseman, number 15, Kane Audie.
That'll bring Kane Audie to the plate. One of the talented seniors on this Quaker team. Kane last year saw some playing time at third base and second base, kind of all over on the infield. Lead at first for Evans. Cam Nauer holding him on there. First pitch high for a ball.
Evans getting a decent-sized lead over there at first base.
Meanwhile, Braylon McBride's over in the Quaker dugout going, that pitch was a called strike 3 on me. Kane briefly steps out, steps back in. We're scoreless in the bottom of the second. Bill Morgan and Josh Jarvis. Kane, a big cut and a miss.
Kane looked like he saw something he wanted right there and took a nice hack at it, but wasn't able to connect.
The Quaker players on the dugout before the game telling me that Brady Hart throws a lot of strikes, so they felt like they had to be ready because he was going to be on the plate in most situations. 1-1 the count. The pitch outside, the throw down to second, not going to be in time, and that ball goes into center field, but not far enough for Evans to advance. So he gets a stolen base, the count, 2-1.
Yeah, he got a really good jump there, and the catcher tried to throw that ball from his knees, but it just sailed off to the right there and right into center field.
2 balls and a strike. The Quakers, the runner in scoring position for the first time this afternoon. Hart ready, the pitch. Adi lines it into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit and take a long roll. Digging around third and scoring is Brady Evans, and smartly, Adi, after a wide turn at first base, stays right there, and New Philadelphia takes an early 1-0 advantage.
Yeah, Kane stayed right on that pitch on the middle to outer half of the plate and drove it right over the second baseman's head into the gap. Good piece of hitting right there to score that first run for the Quakers.
That'll bring the sophomore Jack Range to the plate. Jack, a couple of RBIs in the New Philadelphia win yesterday, had a walk and a hit. Quakers with an early lead, throw down to second base, and tagged out in time was Kane Adi as we saw Range square around, preparing to try and get a bunt down.
Yeah, Dover's catcher that time, Braden Bergeron, was able to get on his feet and put a good leg behind that throw that time. Obviously, much better situation for him.
Range fouling it back to the netting. Josh, as we kind of work our way through the game, tell the folks who maybe haven't been out to Tuscora Park in the last couple of years about some of the major changes here at the baseball facility. The 1-1 pitch, high ball 2 to Range.
Yeah, I coached here, I played here, and the thing I remember and everybody always talked about were the dugouts were so far down behind first base and third base that when you were playing here, you had quite the trip to get to the plate from the dugout every time you hit.
The 2-1 pitch, that's high to Range from Brady Hart, 3-1.
So they changed that quite a bit, and the dugouts have brought in a lot closer. The bleachers are wrapped right up against the dugouts here. The dugouts are actually dug into the ground. There's plenty of opportunities.
And next pitch, bouncing in the dirt, ball 4 is Jack Range. Reaches with a 1-out walk.
The bleachers have been moved up against the retaining wall here, or the backstop wall that they built. So you're sitting more on top of the field when they used to be built into the hillside, and you felt like you were really far away. This gives the fans a much better experience as you're sitting like on top of the field now as opposed to before. And the fence, obviously the fence changed a couple years ago, but one of the big changes that they made was they have fully enclosed this entire park, so there is no ball that can get out of territory.
Cohen Winters, the designated hitter, taking a called strike. Cohen batting for the pitcher, Jack team here. And a swing and a miss.
Looked like he was looking off speed there because that fastball snuck up on him quickly. Just a little bit late on that swing.
One ball and one strike. Norris, after getting the sign ready, looks at Oswald at second. The pitch, lined into right field. That's a base hit, and that should tie the game up. Oswald hustling around third. He will score, and this game is knotted at 1.
If he was looking for that off-speed pitch in the pitch before, that he got it this time, and he was able to stay back on it and drive it into right field for an RBI single.
That'll bring Dover's Liam Mass to the plate. Hit into that inning-ending double play back in the first, and his opening at bat of the afternoon. Dover 1, New Philadelphia 1. Norris's first pitch to him popped up into fairly deep left center. C.C. Carruthers coming over. He'll make the catch as both he and Cam Wright converged on it. Judkins has to stay at first. Now 2 outs in the inning.
Catcher number 5, Braden.
That'll bring Braden Bergeron to the plate.
Bergeron flew out to center field on that line drive. CC made a good play on, but he squared it up.
Norris's first pitch to him, called strike, throw down to second base. In just ahead of the tag is Judkins. And as we often talk about, the Dover fans think that's the greatest call in the history of calls by our field umpire. Meanwhile, the New Philadelphia call in the history of calls.
And Coach Tyler Weitzel's coming out and checking. Usually in that situation, he wants to see if the tag was made or not. And
this, I'm assuming you do, but you never know. They play 7 innings in high school baseball. We've completed 2. New Philadelphia leading 1-0.
Yeah, and New Philadelphia very quickly, and the throw was right on the bag. It was just a little high, and if it was, that would have been an out.
So another Crimson Tornado in scoring position in the 1-1 game in the top of the third. Norris looks back at second at Judkins. Or guys strictly guessing at a pitch and can't make the adjustment when it's not the pitch they thought it was going to be.
They have so many more stats and analytics on those pitchers, and they can tell you what the spin rate is and how many times if they've thrown this pitch in this count. So there are more situations like that in the major leagues.
The 1-1 pitch, McBride pops it up, foul territory, and that's going to get out of play. So Braylon will get another opportunity down to the count, 1-2 on number 2 for the black and red.
And even at some of those higher Division I colleges, they keep a lot more stats like that. When you're talking about high school baseball, a high school coach has got a full-time job. He doesn't have time to go through all that stuff and see necessarily what they throw in every single count, nor can you be everywhere at all times.
The 1-2 pitch, a breaking ball, lifted on a fly into left center field. Mast coming in, the center fielder Oswald calls him off and makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
So those major league clubs and those Division I people, they got people that sit in a room and look at film nonstop, and they track all that stuff. It is impossible to do at that level.
And it's kind of funny because I listen, obviously doing what I do at a much lower level, to the broadcasters a lot. And as short of a span as Owen Courtney steps to the plate as 5 years ago, you would not on an every pitch basis hear Tom Hamilton on the radio or Matt Underwood on TV say, that was a slider. That all comes up on a computer now in front of them. I'm not saying they can't identify pitches, but now Courtney hits a deep blast way back to left field, and it is going to drift and go foul.
Well, that was a no-doubter off the bat. The only question you had is whether it was going to stay fair.
Yesterday was our McInturf Realty Player of the Game. 0-1. Hart checking in with his catcher, Braden Bergeron. The pitch down in the dirt, and that bouncing in the dirt is going to allow both runners to advance. Carruthers to second, and now 90 feet away, Brooks Bozzozzi at third.
So what a long strike like that makes the pitcher uneasy. You don't want to leave one over the plate there. He may have overcorrected a little bit and throwing that one in the dirt, allowing runners to advance.
Well, certainly Owen, over the course of his 4-year varsity career here, as he has long ball power, but now
certainly does.
You can get one of those, but if nothing else, you just want to put the ball in play deep in the infield as the Dover infield is drawn in. The next pitch missing.
Yeah, every Dover player is playing right on the edge of the grass here, trying to cut off the run.
Owen in his first at bat, grounded out to short. Luke Leggett making a nice play. And they're going to intentionally walk him.
That's not a bad decision there at all. As Owen, as we mentioned, has the power to hit that ball out of the park on any pitch and any count.
And that also sets up double play or a force at any base, as Brady Evans, who scored the only run so far for New Philadelphia, comes to the plate after he reached base when he was hit by a pitch. Brady Hart on the mound, breaking ball and a called strike. Luke grounded out to second in his first at bat this afternoon. Very good athlete, young Mr. Leggett. Thinking about showing bunt. That pitch missing outside for a ball. Well, we talk a lot about dads who are good athletes, players on either one of these teams. Luke's mom, Julie, was a tremendous athlete at Dover. Track and field, basketball. Luke shows bunt. There's a called strike. I'm not, and I should know this, and my apologies to Julie and her family, but I think she's in the Dover Athletic Hall of Fame. And she should be. If she's not, she should be. But she's a tremendous athlete at Dover.
If not, this is the nomination.
There you have it. They're like, what is that Philly guy even doing talking about? But no, Julie was a very good athlete at Dover. Her son puts down a bunt, and that's going to be fielded by Ranger.
Nobody's covering third.
Well, and great job as Owen Courtney. That's the coach and Josh right there.
Sorry, just blurted it out right there.
No, that's fine.
Jack Range did a tremendous job hopping out there because that ball just spun and stopped right in the dirt just about 6-7 feet out in front of the plate there. And third baseman's coming in, shortstop's covering second, and I get nervous when I see an open base.
So 1 out. Oswald into scoring position is Jack Judkins, who reached on an infield single. And his first at bat back in the first comes to the plate, takes the pitch from Norris high for a ball.
He's thrown 3 straight fastballs.
The 3-0 from Hart. A called strike on the inside part of the plate, 3-1. Next pitch down low, ball 4 as Bezzosi reaches on a 5-pitch walk.
And that's what you love to see out of your 9-hitter, especially leading off an inning. Get on base any way you can. Get us to the top of the order.
So C.C. Carruthers coming to the plate, flew out to left field in his first at bat, leading off the Quaker part of the first inning. Sees a pitch, miss outside. Okay, so I used to do a lot of when these two teams matched up over at Dover City Park. The 1-0 pitch inside. Jack Range, nice job of kind of sliding to his left and snagging that ball.
Let him hit, Jackson, let him hit.
2-0. Noretto facing Norris. The pitch inside, ball 3.
Norris mixing up his delivery to the plate. A couple slide steps there, and then that was a hooking up.
So the Quakers maintain the 1-run lead on a stellar throw from Bezzosi. Meanwhile, his dad, Doug, who, as we mentioned, is doing the PA, has to announce the next batter and not sound excited. Easier said than done, that's for sure.
That certainly settles the pitcher down, too, in that situation when you give up a hit and your defense is just playing strong and makes a great play like that. You feel a little bit more comfortable on the mound. You feel like you can get the ball over the plate, let them hit the ball, let our defense play.
Cale Oswald at the plate, down in the count, 0-1. He has scored Dover's only run so far. Fouls that off. And out of play and finds himself down in the count, 0-2. 2 on, 2 out. Quakers up by a single run, 2-1 in the top of the 4th inning.
Range went out to talk to Norris there. Maybe mix up on the signs. Range might have been thinking something else as Norris threw that curveball for the second time in 2 pitches in this at-bat.
Next pitch, high for a ball. Next pitch, a swing and a miss. So Dover strands some more runners, and New Philadelphia maintains their lead. We head for the bottom of the 4th inning at Tom Farbizo Stadium. The Quakers 2 and Dover 1 with Big Z Sports.
Save the date. Customer Appreciation Days are happening at Keim Home Center and Keim Mount Hope Hardware, April 13th through the 18th. Join us for a full week of celebrating you, our customers, with 10% off select items store-wide, live demos in the shop, gift card giveaways, food, and more. Visit us online at keimhome.com or follow Keim on Facebook for more details. We'll see you April 13th through the 18th for Customer Appreciation Days at Keim Home Center in Charm and Keim Mount Hope Hardware.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
New Philadelphia coming to the plate in the bottom of the 4th inning. They're leading 2-1. Quakers got single runs in the 2nd and the 3rd. Dover's run coming in the 3rd that initially tied the game before the Quakers would retake the lead. Cohen Winters to lead off for New Philadelphia. Cohen in his first at bat grounded out to Cam Nauer at first. Cohen batting for the pitcher, Jackson Norris. Hart's first pitch to him in the 4th inning, down low for a ball.
Everyone hits, let's go.
My wife's not going to be making me dinner, not that that should be her responsibility. She's got to go into work tonight, so by the time I get home from this game, she's long gone.
Well, my wife's picking up kid from track practice and taking another kid to softball practice, so she's not making my dinner tonight either.
You and I are both striking out in that regard. 1-1 the count. Hart's pitch, a swing and a miss. If Fun Days was open in New Philadelphia, I'd go over there and get like a foot-long coney. Not yet. I guess I could go up to Softies in Dover. I believe they are now open. The pitch, low and outside.
You know when those places start opening, it's warming up.
Yes.
Summer's right here.
By the way, hats off to New Philly Athletic Director Ricky Neff and Dover's Tim McCray, who's retiring at the end of the school year, for moving this game from Tuesday. And the ball hit toward the shortstop. Luke Leggett fields and throws. It's kind of funny how some people look like baseball players, and that's what Leggett looks like. That ball bounces to him, a nice, easy throw.
Real smooth.
Over to first base. Yeah, smooth is a great word.
Stepping in for the Quakers is the left fielder, number 5, Cam Wright.
Yeah, when you contacted me and I said, yeah, I'm in. I'm going to do this game. I looked at the weather quickly and said, 43 degrees, come on, but thank you, Ricky Neff.
Yes. That ball bunted, foul as Cam Wright dropped it down, and Bergeron grabbed it, but it was a foul ball.
Because just 2 days later, it is 74 degrees,
beautiful.
and it's beautiful out.
You looked at me before the broadcast started and said, you did not use the word idiot, but I kind of read between it. High for a ball. 1-1 on Cam Wright. Cam struck out looking in his first at bat against Hart back in the 2nd inning. The 1-1, that's high, ball 2. Quakers up by 1. New Philadelphia. Couple of runs, couple of hits, and error for Dover. 1 run and 5 hits. They played errorless baseball so far. Ready is Hart, and his 2-1 pitch hit hard to second base, but there to field it and flip on to first in time is Jacob Noretto. 2 outs in the Quaker 4th inning.
For the Quakers, the right fielder, number
Yeah, that
10,
ball was hit well, but it was hit right on the ground, right at second baseman. Great play by Jacob Noretto. Routine play.
One of the other changes, Josh was talking about changes earlier. They've got that crushed brick surface now at the field, kind of even things out a little bit. Bezzosi walked and scored for New Philadelphia last inning in the run that so far has given the Quakers the lead. Brooks taking a strike. And as big as that run is, the 0-1 bounces down in the dirt. I think you could probably certainly argue, Josh, his throw from right field in the top of this inning may have been even bigger.
Yeah, that was a huge, huge throw to keep the momentum for the Quakers. Otherwise, you're looking at a tie ball game right now. But as I mentioned before, straight on a line, right to the catcher. It's a great play.
The 1-1 pitch misses. 2-1 coming up after the game this afternoon. Josh and I will name a Subway Player of the Game, brought to you by our great locally owned Subway restaurants. Subway Eat Fresh. The 2-1 called strike at the letters 2-2. I know Kevin Fitzgerald from Subway is a big baseball fan. Whenever he happens to pop into the radio station, we'll be talking Guardians. The 2-2 lifted on a pop towards second base. That's the second baseman, Noretto, kind of battling the sun a little bit, but easily makes the catch. And the Quakers go 1-2-3 in the fourth. After 4, New Philadelphia and Dover, and New Philly leading by a run, 2-1, with Sports Voice of the Valley and Big Z Sports.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscora Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscora Insurance Agency. Or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscora Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscora Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They are the place to call for residential, commercial, and industrial work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
High school baseball with the Sports Voice of the Valley and Big Z Sports. As we get ready for the 5th inning to unfold here at Jim Watson Field at Tom Farbizzo Stadium. Quakers leading by 1, and we're seeing good pitching so far, Josh, on both sides of the field.
Yeah, both pitchers are working ahead for the most part. Both of them got in a few situations they were able to get out of, but for the most part, both pitchers throwing really well.
Luke Leggett to lead things off. Sometimes you kind of feel like the name leadoff man is a misnomer because they might lead off once a game, but in Luke's case, this is the second time he's led off in 3 at-bats. Takes a called strike.
Now as we move to the Philly side in the bottom half of this inning, they're going to be starting off with their leadoff hitter as well.
That's why he gets paid the big bucks as a color analyst. There's little nuggets like that. The 0-1. Leggett pops that up, foul and out of play. Nearly hit the concession stand. That you don't want that.
This is a situation, too, as you're starting off the leadoff hitters the 3rd time through the lineup. They've seen the pitcher twice. They kind of know what they're looking for. So this is where, as a pitcher, you really got to buckle down and stay on top of things because these batters have already seen you 2 times.
Jackson Norris ahead in the count. The lefty at 0-2 on Leggett, the right-handed hitter. The pitch, line drive, foul, and out of play. By the way, as that went where the batting cages used to be at Tuscora Park, they're putting in 3 new mini rides over in that area.
My kids will be real thrilled to hear that.
You may not be thrilled because you'll have to buy more tickets. 0-2. That ball ripped into right field, but running in, making the grab of the line drive is Brooks Bezzosi, 1 out in the 5th.
And that ball was tailing away from him pretty hard, but he did a great job tracking it down, making that catch out there in right field.
Stepping in for the Tornadoes, the third baseman, number 4, Jack Judkins.
Jack Judkins, 2 for 2 today with an RBI. Judkins looking out at Norris, who looks in. The pitch, a breaking ball, and a called strike. Norris looking in and comes set. The next pitch, high for a ball. What do you think of the Guardians' 8-5 start so far, Mr. Jarvis?
I'm going to hold out for a while.
Okay, that's fair.
It's a great start. It's a great start. It's obviously very early in the season. Of course, you're excited to see them start out 8-5, and they've been playing well lately. But if you've been a Cleveland fan for a while, you just want to sit and see how it plays out for a little bit.
I was very happy to see them not only win, but actually score 10 runs yesterday. The next pitch, a swing and a miss. Things even up on Judkins at 2-2.
Yeah, anytime you can put up 10 in the major leagues, you're doing something right at the plate.
Well, you're not normally expecting a grand salami from Angel Martinez, but you got it yesterday.
Right.
The 2-2 pitch, high, ball 3.
Let him hit, Jackson. Let him hit.
1 out, top of the 5th inning. Dover down by a run. The next pitch off the plate, ball 4. So Judkins has reached base in all 3 of his at-bats.
The left fielder, number 8, Liam Mast.
Liam Mast. Talk about guys who got power. Certainly Mast does for Dover. He'd like to apply a little bit of that here with his team down 2-1. First pitch low for a ball. Mast in his 2 at-bats today has flown out to C.C. Carruthers in left center and hit into a double play. 1-0. Next pitch, missing upstairs, ball 2. Braden Bergeron waiting on deck for the Crimson Tornadoes. Big exhale as Norris looks in, gets the sign, the pitch, high, ball 3.
One at a time, Jackson. One at a time. Come on. Finish
On the new Philadelphia side, should they decide to go to the bullpen, you might see today maybe Kane Oddie. You might see Braylon McBride. We'll have to wait and see how all that plays out. The 3-0 pitch, a called strike.
Do it again. Let's go, Jackson. Dig deep, Jackson. Dig deep.
Look at the stat sheet. You got Owen Courtney's thrown the most pitches this year so far, with Jackson Norris close behind, and Brady Evans 4 2/3 of an inning so far.
The 3-1 pitch, fly ball into center field. C.C. Carruthers drifting toward right center. Good thing he's got those sunglasses on and makes the catch. 2 outs in the inning, and Judkins has to hang on at first for Dover.
Stepping in for the Tornadoes is the catcher, number 5, Braden Bergeron.
And the fact that Owen Courtney threw 75 pitches, a complete game last night, you're able to save all of your arms for tonight. So that's a huge bonus for the Quakers, knowing that you have a good 3 guys to go with if you need to after that starter.
Bergeron 0 for 2 so far in the matchup today. The pitch from Norris, missing high and outside for a ball. Braden has flown out and grounded out in his 2 at-bats against NPHS. Norris ready, the man in motion. The throw down to second base, and that's going to bounce into center field, getting up, trying to hustle to third, and in there safely. is Judkins. So now the tying run for Dover, 90 feet away.
Nothing hurt. Nothing hurt. Let's go.
After the stolen base and the ball squirting away into center field allows Judkins to get to third.
Judkins had a great jump on that pitch. He left as soon as the pitcher's legs started to move. And while Range had a good throw, it just went right off the base runners. He slid in second.
Fly ball, center field. C.C. Carruthers on the run. The Dover fifth inning. We head for the bottom of inning number 5. New Philly 2, Dover 1 with the sports voice of the Valley and Big Z Sports.
Okay, get this. Now at Wendy's, you get to go biggie with new Biggie deals. That means going biggie with the $4 Biggie Bites, biggier with the $6 Biggie Bag, or biggiest with an $8 Biggie Bundle. So now you can choose and customize your Biggie deal. As you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More Biggie options so you can get more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
If you like the phraseology pitcher's duel, it's kind of what you've got here as we head for the bottom of the 5th. New Philadelphia leading Dover, but by the slimmest of margins, a single run. 2-1 as the Quakers come calling against Brady Hart. And one of the things, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier on, Josh, that Quaker batters told me when getting ready for this game, they said that Brady's on the plate a lot, and they meant that in complimentary fashion. And certainly when you look down the scorecard, Owen Courtney had a walk, Jack Range had a walk, but other than that, really been a good job on the mound so far by Brady Hart.
Yeah, he's been around the plate. I think that's his biggest issue so far. He's only given up 2 hits. He did hit a batter, and he's put a couple guys on base, which ended up scoring in a couple of runs there. So he's throwing well when he's in the zone. He's throwing well. He's missing bats. Defense is getting out. So really, to give up 2 runs with only 2 hits so far is pretty good as you move into the 5th inning.
C.C. Carruthers to lead things off. Made a couple of nice plays defensively earlier in the inning. He's flown out and reached on a bunt single for Tyler Weisel and company. First pitch missing inside for a ball. So it's Carruthers, Braylon McBride, then Owen Courtney, the first 3 scheduled to go against Brady Hart. The right-hander for the Crimson Tornadoes. The next pitch lifted on a fly to left field. Liam Mast on the run, and he will make the catch just inside fair territory. A nice running grab by Liam Mast, leading off the New Philadelphia half of the 5th inning.
That is the second time Liam has made a catch down there at the left field line, and both times it was Cece hit the ball, but he covered quite a bit of ground to get there and caught it just inside of the fence.
That'll bring Braylon McBride to the plate. Braylon, no doubt, wants to get that bat going. First pitch missing. Braylon scored 3 times yesterday, but did not have a hit, and so far today hitless, has flown out and struck out. Swings and misses. 1-1. One of the things Dover has done better today than in the first matchup, field the ball better. When you look at errors, they had a couple yesterday, which led to multiple unearned runs for New Philadelphia. The 2-1 from Hart. Inside ball 3.
Yeah, of the 12 runs that the Quakers scored, only 4 of them were earned last night. So defense makes a big difference in a ball game.
3 balls, 1 strike. McBride battling Hart. The pitch down low, ball 4. So McBride reaches here in the bottom of the 5th inning with a 1-out walk.
The Quakers third baseman, number 22, Owen Courtney.
Owen Courtney to the plate. Owen is grounded out to short and walked, which was of the intentional variety in his last at bat back in the 3rd.
And that was right after he hit a 340-foot foul ball when they decided to walk
Jeff
him.
Fonreist has not coached successfully at Dover and before that at Central Catholic without knowing a little bit about the game.
Yeah.
Hart checking on McBride at first. Courtney pops it up foul directly behind home plate.
Owen took a big hack at that. Looks like he saw another pitch that he liked. Just got under it a little bit. Foul it off.
Coach Fondress in his 28th year overall as a head coach. On the run, McBride to throw down to second base. It's going to go off the glove. McBride going to try and get to third, and he'll get there. Leggett was there backing up the play, but didn't quite get a good grip on the ball and wanted to fire it probably quicker than he did, and McBride taking advantage. He's now 90 feet away from allowing the Quakers to build their lead a little bit.
Yeah, for the second time on a steal, Braden Bergeron just offline, more towards the first base side, and the Dover defensive player covering the bag just could not get his hands on the ball as it sails into center field.
So the Dover infield comes in, trying to cut down McBride at the plate. 1-1 on Owen Courtney. Swing and a miss on a nice-looking breaking pitch from Brady Hart.
Courtney was not looking for a curveball in that situation. He was sitting dead red fastball the whole way. Now he's in a 1-2 situation. He's got to find a way to get the ball in play.
Hart ready. The next pitch. Rolled. Leggett will field the throw to the plate, and they get him at the home plate. Nice play by Luke Leggett out at short. And a lot of times people will say, why do you play the infield in? That's why.
Very big play defensively for the Tornadoes there. As he was moving on downward movement, the shortstop was able to field that ball, fire it in to the plate. Tyler Weitzel was asking where he was tagged at. Umpire telling me he was tagged on the shoulder.
Come on, Brady, you're due.
2 outs in the inning. Courtney reaching on the fielder's choice.
First baseman.
Well, and when you've got a veteran and a talented shortstop, that's what happens. You make a big play defensively, and that prevents New Philadelphia from expanding that lead.
Coach Fonders knows this, but when you bring everybody in, it creates a whole lot of holes on the infield. But you take that chance.
Brady Evans, a big rip and fouls it out of play.
You take that chance, and certainly Courtney hits the ball right at the shortstop. Creates a great situation. Get the out the plate.
So far today, Brady's been hit by a pitch and scored a run and took a bases-loaded walk to pick up an RBI. Right now, that's the difference in the game. The next pitch, down low.
You're due, Brady, you're due.
That's where baseball's a unique game. You haven't got a hit, but you played a key role in the offense today, has Brady Evans. And there's a pitch, and that gets away. Or not the pitch, but throw to first base. Courtney can advance to second on the throwing error.
Good, 12, little hit, little hit.
Courtney ends up at second base there. That's a great situation for Brady Evans with 2 outs here. Courtney's going to be moving on contact. get another run home.
1-1 the count. Hart looks at Courtney at second. The next pitch high for a ball. Courtney out at second base. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. New Philly leading Dover 2-1. The next pitch, a called strike as things even up count-wise at 2-2.
Just takes one, Brady. Just takes one. Here we go.
Hart ready on the mound. The 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball and a swing and a miss. So that ends the 5th inning, and we head for inning number 6. It's back and forth in a tight game between the Crimson Tornadoes and the Quakers. New Philadelphia 2, Dover 1, with the sports voice of the Valley and Big Z Sports.
You've got the goals, and Subway brings the power. Introducing new protein pockets, the ultimate grab-and-go win. A wheat tortilla loaded with hand-chopped veggies, bold sauces, and over 20 grams of protein, all for just $3.99. Choose your favorite powerhouse combination: Baja chicken, peppercorn ranch chicken, Italian trio, or turkey and ham. Protein pockets from your local Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
Inning number 6 upon us at Jim Watson Field, Tom Barbizo Stadium in Tuscora Park. These two long-time rivals, Dover and New Philadelphia, the Quakers leading Crimson and Gray 2-1 as Dover comes to the plate here in the top of inning number 6.
Leading off the 6 for the Tornadoes.
Just got a message, Bill, from a guy that texted me and said, tell Bill that the guy that used to load his Christmas trees every year is texting you right now. Do you know who that might be?
Curtis Love?
You got it.
Boom. See, Curtis thought I forgot. I am old, Curtis, but I'm not that old. Ball popped up. Canati backpedaling, and he'll make the catch. So you must have known him from Tusky Valley.
Yeah, Curtis was my assistant coach for 10 years when I was the head coach at Tusky Valley, so he was with me for a good 10 years through the ups and the downs, but we coached football together, we coached baseball together. Curtis and I go way back.
That'll bring Gavin Van Horn. He's been on base both times. He's walked and singled. Called strike.
The interesting thing is Curtis told me when I took over the job, he took over as the head football coach. He said, I'll give you 1 year, and that's it. After that first year, I said, what do you think? He's like, this assistant coach is a little bit easier. I'll give you another one.
Big swing and a miss, 0-2. Well, for many, many years, we would get our Christmas trees at Fox Nursery at the corner of 3rd and Wabash in New Philadelphia. And unfortunately, a few years back, Mr. Fox passed away, so they didn't do that anymore. And it was always easy because they had great Christmas trees. Curtis would get that bad boy tied up for us, and we had to go all of a block and a half to get home. So we appreciated what Bob and Linda Fox did and what Curtis did. A lot of times when he was out there doing that, by the way, you talk about not warm now. It was not warm the first week of December.
Not at all.
The 1-2 pitch, line drive. That's going to be a base hit into left center field. Cut off by Cam Wright, bobbles it a little bit, trying to get to second. Here comes the throw, and not going to be in time to get Van Horn, who's got a one-out double here in the top of the 6th.
Stepping in for Dover is the second baseman, number 17, Jacob Naretto.
It's a good throw on line from Cam Wright there in left field. but it was just short hop for Kane. Kane was not able to pick it. Might have had a chance to get him out there, but great job taking a chance by Van Horn, rounding first base hard to put him in a situation to have a runner scoring position with only 1 out.
Loretto, like Van Horn before him, has reached both times today, and like Gavin, he's done it with a walk and a single. First pitch there, a called strike, and Loretto thought that was a little bit high.
Along with about half the people in here wearing crimson.
Yes. 0-1. Loretto hitting it from the right side against the lefty throwing Jackson Norris. Norris, a long look in at Jack Range, his battery mate. And the pitch kind of gets away. Jack has it, fires it down to third base, but not going to be in time as advancing a base Van Horn. One ball, one strike on Jacob Loretto.
In contrast to what Dover's doing, Philly decided to keep their middle infielders back.
Next pitch, that misses the plate. 2-1. Top of the 6th inning. Quakers leading by 1, but Dover trying to tie it. The next pitch, that misses downstairs. 3 balls and a strike. Norris's next offering, high, ball 4. Now to bring Cam Nauer to the plate.
Coach Tyler Weitzel decides to call time. Got to talk to his pitcher. It's going to be it for Norris for tonight. Threw the ball well tonight, holding the Tornadoes to 1 run.
Long conversation out at the mound. I think maybe what we're going to see here is either McBride or
Nick Tedesco just came running in the field, so it looks like he's going to take over on the infield.
And Kianati will warm things up and then go on to pitch. Runners on first and third will take a timeout. And when we come back, we'll see how all this plays out. New Philly leading 2-1 in the top of the 6th inning, but Dover threatening with Big Z Sports.
Ever get a free quote that costs you $100 or a limited time offer that actually doesn't end? Here at Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, we skip the drama. No hidden fees, no fine print. Just honest folks helping you find the right HVAC system. So if you're in need of information for a new furnace, AC, or HVAC product, call me, Diana, at Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your local trained comfort specialist in downtown Dover, 330-343-5511. Available 24/7 since 1981.
The new pitcher is senior right-hander Kane Oddie, and
now on the bump for the Quakers is number 15,
one of the
Kane Oddie,
things you'll hear them say about
Nick
guys that
Tedesco.
can come in and pitch effectively, you got to be able to do it with pressure, and certainly that's exactly what Kane's facing now. His team does lead by a run, but Dover's got the tying run potentially. Not potentially, if it scores it is tied, 90 feet away. Nick Tedesco will play at second base,
Number 10, Cam Nauer.
replacing Adi defensively.
You got to wonder here, your 8-9 hitters at the plate, 1 out. Could there be a possibility that you put on some sort of safety squeeze or get a ball down and try to get a run? Certainly you don't want to hit into a double play as the Tornadoes did that in the first and second inning to start this game.
And the guy at the plate, Cam Nauer, hit into one of those double plays, but he's also singled. Adi's first pitch to him high for a ball. How difficult at the high school level is it for a pitcher really to be ready? He gets 8 pitches when he comes in.
Yeah, you got to expect that he was throwing in between innings when he came off the field when the Quakers were hitting.
The next pitch, a called strike at the knees, 1-1 on Nauer.
But it's never easy to come in a situation where you got 2 runners on. There's only 1 out. One of them's at 90 feet away from tying the game. And, even a routine fly ball can score him. So
Adi, ready. Kane's 1-1 pitch, popped up, foul out of play.
But you got to feel a lot better when you're in a 1-2 count to start the at-bat. When you're coming in, and that kind of settles some pitchers down a little bit. But still not done.
Now we're taking a long look down at head coach Jeff Fonris in the third base coaching box. And the 1-2 pitch, a breaking ball called strike 3.
Wow. Great job, Kane coming in. He's not nervous at all.
I think we're more nervous than he is.
This is going to give you a lot of confidence. Any sort of out right now can get you out of this inning, get you out of this tight spot.
Kale Oswald at the plate. He's singled and scored and struck out in his 2 previous at-bats. Adi's first pitch to him, a called strike. Top of the 6th inning, New Philly a 1-run, 2-1 advantage. Oswald ready, Adi ready. And the 0-1 pitch. Down in the dirt, bounces away from Jack Range, and that'll allow the tying run to score. We're deadlocked at 2. It also allows the potential go-ahead run, Jacob Noretto, to advance down to second.
Or how quickly you can erase, some positive feelings like that when a ball just skips away. But, hey, you still got to dial in here. Still got to throw strikes. Got to get this last out and get to the plate.
1 ball, 1 strike. Adi looks back at the runner at second. That's Noretto. The pitch high, ball 2. Adi, a long look in to the catcher, Jack Range. And the 2-1 pitch. Down low, ball 3. Well, certainly you don't want to, as they would say, serve up a meatball here, but also if you don't retire him, then it's back to the top of the lineup and Luke Leggett.
Yeah, this is a situation where you just want to see what that batter can do with the ball. Get it over the plate, let your defense play. They've been playing well all night.
Adi ready. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Called strike at the top of the zone. Count now full. 2-2 Dover and New Philadelphia. Top of the 6th inning. Kane Adi looks at the runner at second, and the pitch, a swing and a miss. So Oswald is retired, but Dover fights back and ties the game up. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Dover 2, New Philadelphia 2 on the Sports Voice of the Valley with Big Z Sports.
This is Nathan Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Contact us today for all your auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance needs. We're proud to have been your local hometown agents for over 35 years and look forward to helping you see the difference local agents can make for you. Kemp Insurance on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
This is Don Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Whether it's repair work from a fender bender, the after effects of a powerful storm, or a life-changing moment like a house fire, Kemp Insurance is here to provide unmatched customer service. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years.
H&M Collision is conveniently located just...
We are tied as New Philadelphia gets ready to come to the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-2. Kane Otte, who came on in relief for New Philadelphia in the top of this inning, going to lead off in the bottom of the frame. So far today, Kane at the plate. A single and an RBI, and popped out.
Leading things off for the Quakers here in the bottom.
Brady Hart continuing to work.
Kane Otte.
The starting pitcher for the Crimson and Gray, and he'll continue to work here into the 6th inning. Bill Morgan and Josh Jarvis, happy to have Crimson Tornado and Quaker fans and baseball fans in general along for what has been a dandy game. Hart's first pitch, a swing and a miss by Otte, 0-1. The 0-1, breaking ball down low. Hart, pretty long look in, and the 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss.
Kane a little tardy on that fastball. He falls to 1-2.
Here comes the 1-2. Line drive, base hit into right field. So Otte leading off the New Philadelphia bottom of the 6th inning with a leadoff single.
The catcher, number 18, Jack Raymond.
Now when I have rules, questions, I go to the color analyst because he knows more about it than I do. So on the pitch count perspective, what number can you get to before you have to come out?
You can pitch as many pitches as you want to.
But you just can't pitch again?
Once you reach, there are certain levels where you have to have at least a day's rest, 2 days rest, 3 days rest, or even 4. I believe it's somewhere like 75 or above, you're committed to multiple days rest.
Right.
As far as the pitching goes, you can throw as long as you need to. Obviously, you want to take care of your players' arms, and you don't want to.
Jack Rain showing bunt and missing out of the zone for the second consecutive pitch as Brady Hart. It's 2-0.
You certainly don't want somebody throwing 180 pitches and not being able to throw the rest of the season. However, there is no official limit in a night. That's all done after the Little League.
Rain showing bunt. Again, that pitch missing high, and the sophomore smartly pulling the bat back. 3-0. So Otte, a leadoff single. Quakers trying to retake the lead after Dover tied this game in the top of the 6th inning. 2-2, Tornadoes and Quakers. The next pitch, that's down low in the dirt, ball 4. The Quakers have the go-ahead run now, and Kane Otte out at second base as
pinch hitting for the Quakers,
Range goes 13, down to
Tanner
first.
Ulmer.
It's going to bring Tanner Ulmer to the plate. He will pinch hit. Tanner got some playing time in the big Mercy win over Tusky Valley over the weekend and got a base hit. Here comes Jeff Bondries down to the dugout, and we may see a pitching change here.
Yeah, again, with all the great changes that they had around with this stadium, I'm noticing now that I cannot see the bullpens from where we're sitting, so I don't know if they've warmed somebody up earlier. I'm sure they have. Certainly, once you get to this point in the game, that's what you want to do. But I can't see them, so I don't know who we have warming up. But certainly, Jeff Fonder's going to make a change here.
We will take a timeout. When we come back, we'll tell you about the new Dover pitcher, bottom of the 6th inning. Dover 2, Quakers 2 with Big Z Sports.
Feeling uneasy about your finances? Your credit union can help. I'm Katie Steinebry, a certified financial counselor at Dover Philly, and I can help you get back on track financially. Whether you are trying to establish a budget or rebuild credit, I can help. All discussions are confidential and free of charge with your credit union membership. Call Dover Philly today at 330-364-8874 and ask for Katie. At Dover Philly Federal Credit Union, we're people helping people. It's how we thrive together. Join us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Now on the mound for the Tornadoes is number 6, Chase Edwards.
Chase Edwards on to pitch for Dover. And like we talked about in the top of inning number 6 when Kane Oddie came on for New Philadelphia, these guys come out of the bullpen and the game's immediately on the line.
Yep.
Chase facing a similar situation to what Oddie did in the top of the frame.
Yep, Oddie came in with runners at first and third. Chase coming in here with runners at first and second. About 180 feet from scoring, not quite the 90 feet from scoring, but certainly could be a bit of a stressful situation if you have runners on. But in this situation, there's nobody out. Kane came in at least with one out.
So Tanner Ulmer on to pinch hit. From a defensive perspective, Tanner is the backup catcher for Tyler Weisel's team.
Tanner Ulmer.
And as he's coming in for the DH, it's not going to have any change defensively for the Quakers.
Oddie at second, Jack Range at first, nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning, New Philly and Dover all tied up at 2. Chase Edwards on to pitch for Dover in this tie ball game. Ulmer going to show bunt, but bunts it foul back to the netting behind home plate. Ulmer hits it from the right side. Edwards throws it from the right side. Ulmer bunts it nicely down the third base line. Falling to his backside was Judkins, and Ulmer's going to reach. So now the bases are loaded with Quakers and nobody out.
This is the second time the Quakers have laid down a bunt here that no even throwing attempt. So 2 base hits and 2 bunts. Two of their 3 hits tonight are on bunts. So it puts them in a great situation here in the bottom of the 6th to have the bases loaded with nobody out.
So Ulmer put down a perfect bunt. He'll come to the bench. Tedesco will run for him. Bases are loaded, nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning as Cam Wright comes to the plate.
So Tedesco comes in here. That will effectively eliminate the DH. However, the Quakers can score here. It might not even be a factor.
Cam Wright today, 0 for 2, is grounded out and struck out. And much like we saw Dover do an inning or so ago, they bring that infield in with the game deadlocked at 2. First pitch to Wright, missing from Edwards. The 1-0 called strike, 1-1. Wright looking at Edwards, who looks in to get the sign. The 1-1 pitch fouled back by Wright, who now finds himself down in the count 1-2. After Wright, Brooks Bezzosi waiting on deck, and the young Bezzosi's had quite the day, both offensively and defensively for the black and red. 1 ball, 2 strikes, bases loaded with Quakers in this tie game, bottom of the 6th inning. The next pitch outside, ball 2. Been an ideal day from a weather perspective. Something you don't hear too often, people saying in high school baseball in the first couple of weeks of the season.
Certainly early in the season, you don't hear that very often.
You do not. Usually somebody is worrying about getting frostbite. The 2-2 pitch. A slow roller back to the mound. Got to be fielded. The throw back to the plate in time to get Oddie. So the bases stay loaded. But now 1 out.
Right fielder number 10, Brooks Bezzosi.
Certainly the best situation outside of a strikeout is a ground ball hit back to the pitcher with the bases loaded and nobody out. Catcher didn't really have an opportunity to try to get 2 there, but secured the out. Quakers 1 down with the bases loaded still.
That'll bring Brooks Bezzosi to the plate. Brooks has walked and scored. That's a nice rip at it, but fouls it back. 0-1. He's also popped out to second base. For the Quakers, Jack Range at third. Tedesco at second. Cam Wright at first. The 0-1, a called strike at the letters. 0-2. Edwards, ready on the mound, coming in out of the Dover bullpen. The next pitch high for a ball. Leadoff hitter, C.C. Carruthers on deck for New Philadelphia. We are locked up at 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Chase Edwards ready on the mound for Dover. The pitch fouled off as Bozosi continuing to battle at the plate.
It's a great job protecting there in that situation. That probably would have been a ball, but it started just enough in the strike zone and went to breakaway. It's a great job fighting it off. Stay alive in this at bat.
One and 2 on Bozosi. Bases loaded with Quakers. The 1-2 pitch. Again, battling it, fouling it out of play is Bozosi as the count hangs at 1-2. A run for Dover in the third, a run for Dover in the 6th. New Philadelphia back-to-back runs in the 2nd and the 3rd, bringing us to where we're at now, 2-2. The next pitch, a little bit high for a ball.
A lot of disagreement on that call right there. It was certainly close. It was certainly close.
Brooks has a lot more guts than I do. He took it, and he got a ball. The 2-2 pitch, a called strike 3.
Not going to be able to let that go by twice.
No.
Stepping in for the Quakers, number 11, C.C. Carruthers.
So C.C. Carruthers today, who has reached base on a bunt single, sandwiched that between flying out a couple of times. Bases loaded with Quakers. A base hit by Carruthers here gives New Philadelphia the lead. Edwards' first pitch, it's rolled to second. It'll be picked up, the throw on to second to force the runner, and the Quakers had the bases loaded with nobody out but couldn't score. We head for the 7th, New Philly 2, Dover 2, with the sports voice of the Valley and Big Z Sports.
If you're planning a major concrete project, you need the help of Stocker Concrete Company. From precast concrete products to ready-mix concrete, sand, gravel, limestone, and concrete block, the professionals at Stocker Concrete can help you get started and keep you on the path to completion using the best materials you can find. Stocker Concrete is the concrete material provider you can count on. See them at 7574 Route 36, Janaden-Hutton, or call 740-254-4626.
Cush Financial Group has been proudly serving the community's financial needs for over 35 years. The team at Cush Financial follows an industry-leading service model with a unique approach and fiduciary responsibilities associated with their board-certified financial planner. With over 75 years of combined experience, the advisors at Cush Financial Group are here to help you achieve your financial goals. Contact their office at 330-308-8700 or visit their website at cushfinancial.com to see about scheduling your free consultation today. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Independence Capital Company Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC.
The 7th inning has arrived. Jim Watson Field at Tom Farr Bezos Stadium. Dover and New Philadelphia tied at 2. Kainati on for his 2nd inning of relief work for the Black and Red. It's the top of the Dover order. Leadoff hitter Luke Leggett, then Jack Judkins, then Liam Mast.
Leading off for the 3rd time in 4 at-bats, as you mentioned earlier.
Leading off the 7th for the Tornadoes.
That's what happens when you say something like, well, normally they only lead off once in a game, and this is the 3rd time Luke has led off an inning. He's put down a successful sacrifice, grounded out, and lined out. Adi ready to face Leggett. Top of the 7th, 2-2, New Philly and Dover. First pitch called strike. Luke's got good speed, so he could drop one down. We'll see. Adi's 0-1 pitch, trying to check a swing, and they appeal down to the first base umpire. He says no, he did not go. Did not look like he did. 1-1. I mean, if you graduated from New Philly, you might say, yeah, he swung. But the Dover people said, no, he didn't. 1-1. High ball 2. Leggett facing Adi. The next pitch high and inside. Luke leans back out of the way of that one. 3 balls and a strike.
Let him hit, Kane, let him hit.
Ideal count for the leadoff hitter here. You know what you're going to see in this pitch.
Adi ready. The 3-1 pitch. Low. Ball 4. So Leggett with the leadoff walk. That'll bring Jack Judkins to the plate, and Jack has reached base all 3 times today.
Jeff Fonder's got to find a way to get the runner to second base here as he gives the signs. Jack's been on base every single time, but he scoots up in the box a little bit. Looks like he might be laying this one down.
Adi ready, Judkins ready. He'll show bunt, drops it down nicely. Adi will field, he'll throw on to first, he'll get Judkins, but the sacrifice does successfully send Leggett down to second base.
Yeah, that's a good decision by Coach Fonders. You got your leadoff hitter on, second hitter at the plate. Second hitter is typically your best bunter on the team. So you put a runner at second base with your 3 and 4 hitters coming up, taking a chance. See if they can't get a hit.
Mast 0 for 3 today, has flown out twice to C.C. Carruthers in center and hit into a double play. Oh, they will intentionally walk Mast. So Mast certainly one of the most talented players offensively. That's not to say Braden Bergeron is not, but when you watch these guys play for multiple years, as Coach Weisel has in his dugout and Coach Fondrest has in his dugout, you're going to figure out who you're going to roll the dice on. Plus, it sets up a double play. Bergeron 0 for 3 today. Adi's first pitch to him, hit on the ground. Tedesco will flip to McBride on to first base in time, and the Quakers end the 7th with a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. We head for the bottom of the 7th. New Philly 2, Dover 2 with Big Z Sports.
At Harts's Quality Housing, we believe a home is where families grow, memories are made, and futures are built. For 47 years, we've stood by the values that matter most: honesty, trust, and a commitment to our community. Our goal is to provide affordable, reliable housing solutions. We don't just build homes, we invest in the future by supporting local student athletes and the schools that shape tomorrow's leaders. Whether it's on the field or in the classroom, we're proud to stand with our youth and the families who cheer them on. Hartzler's Quality Housing, built on trust, committed to community.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust the team at Grandview Exterior Systems. Established in 2016, they specialize in commercial, industrial, and residential roofing, handling everything from repairs and replacements to full restorations and ongoing maintenance. At Grandview Exterior Systems, their mission is simple: create peace of mind for every client while setting the standard for safety, quality, and efficiency in construction. Visit them at 2230 Township Road 415 in Dundee. Call 330-275-1807 or learn more at GrandviewExteriorSystems.com. Grandview Exterior Systems. They have you and your roof covered.
Bottom of the 7th inning. We are all tied up at 2. Dover and New Philadelphia. Both these teams over the course of this game, the visiting Tornadoes of New Philadelphia, they've had opportunities. They have combined to leave 16 runners on base between the two teams. So, again, they've had their opportunities. And Dover had one with runners on first and second after the intentional walk to Mast. But the Quakers would twist a 4-6-3 double play. Tedesco to McBride, on to Evans at first. Now the Quakers want to try and walk it off in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And that was the 3rd time in 7 innings that the Quakers in the inning with a double play.
And you really don't see that too often in high school baseball. So for the Quakers, it's 2, 3, and 4 against Dover relief pitcher Chase Edwards, Braylon McBride, Owen Courtney, and Brady Evans. Braylon today 0 for 2, has struck out, flown out, and reached on a walk and stolen a base. Edwards, that glove high in front of his face. The first pitch to McBride, a called strike. Now, we thought we might get home a little bit early with the early start, but if we go into extra innings, it'll end up like it was a 5 o'clock start anyway. Edwards is ready, and McBride says, I'm not going to wait anymore. Can I have time? The home plate umpire says, yes, you may.
No, it looks like the catcher did not get the signal from the dugout there, and he was waving Coach Bircher over there to give him signs.
0-1. Mentioned something about Coach Bircher coming up here in a moment. Edwards with the 0-1 pitch. And there's a called strike 2. Well, it's not too often in any sport at any high school that you see a former head coach coaching for another head coach, and that's what's going on with Doug Bircher and coaching for Jeff Fondries. The 0-2 pitch hit hard on the ground at second. That ball bounces off Noretto, but he picks it up, fires on to first just in time to get McBride hustling down the line.
Yeah, back when I was coaching it, Coach Fonders was the head coach at TCC. Coach Bircher was the head coach here at Dover, and we played both of them throughout the season, but I also had the former head coach as my assistant coach for 10 years.
That'll bring Owen Courtney to the plate. 2-2, bottom of the 7th inning. Fly ball into right field, hustling in, and that will fall in as Courtney reaches for the 3rd time today, but his first base hit.
Stepping in for the Quakers, number 12,
had an intentional
Brady
walk
Evans.
back in the 3rd inning. Reached down a fielder's choice, so he's the winning run. That'll bring Brady Evans to the plate. Brady today has been hit by a pitch, takes a called strike, and scored when he was hit by that pitch. Took a bases-loaded walk for an RBI, but struck out in his last at-bat, facing reliever for Dover, Chase Edwards. And a called strike. Owen Courtney, good speed at first. The next pitch, missing off the plate, 1-1. Play call coming from third base coach and head coach Tyler Weisel. The pitch to Courtney, sailing high after Owen had been out of that right side batter's box and checked the play call sheet on his left wrist. I think I said Courtney checked it. It was Brady checking it. My apologies. The 2-1 pitch popped up, foul out of play as things even up from the count perspective, 2-2.
Well, as Coach Weisel is shouting out those numbers, you actually had Courtney over there checking as well. They both have wristbands on. Both got to be on the same page.
Edwards, ready. Edwards throws the 2-2 pitch, high, ball 3.
Certainly a situation here where you think about possibly putting the runner in motion.
Edwards takes a look over at Owen Courtney at first base. Cam Nauer holding him on. The 3-2 pitch chopped hard but foul over the head of third base coach Tyler Weisel. Seems like Tyler has been here forever, and he's been here for a long time. His 9th year as the head coach, and boy, he came from a quality program to be sure.
Certainly did.
Up at Canton Central Catholic. 3-2 pitch, that's high, ball 4, so now the winning run moves into scoring position. second base, and that'll bring Kane Oddie to the plate.
For the Quakers, number 15, Kane Audie.
Kane today, pair of singles and a pop-out and an RBI. All tied up at 2, bottom of the 7th inning. Quakes trying to walk it off. Edwards' pitch, missing for a ball. Kane, one of a number of seniors on this NPHS team. Edwards 1-0 pitch. A called strike. 1-1. Quakers trying to win their 6th consecutive game to start the season. The 1-1 pitch, that's high, ball 2. Kane briefly stepping out of that right-handed batter's box, looking down at head coach Tyler Weisel. Edwards ready with the 2-1 pitch. Fouled straight back and onto those trees on the hill at Tuscora Park, 2-2.
That look that Kane just gave his coach was, man, coach, I missed that. I missed that. That was the one I wanted.
One out, bottom of the 7th, tied at 2, runners on first and second, but the only one that essentially matters is the runner on second base. Edwards' pitch, down low, ball 3.
If I remember correctly, both of Kane's hits came on 2 strike counts in this game.
Oddie ready in the box. Chase Edwards ready on the mound. The 3-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. So now 2 outs in the inning. That'll bring sophomore catcher Jack Range to the plate. Jack has been on base in all 3 of his at-bats. Couple of walks and a fielder's choice. And a base hit here out of the infield would end this game. The pitch takes it for a called strike on the inside part of the plate. Edwards has done a good job coming on in relief for Jeff Bondry's team. The next pitch, fly ball, fairly deep right field, going back, reaching up and making the catch out in right field. Gavin Van Horn as we head for extra innings after 7 at Tom Farbizo Stadium. New Philly 2, Dover 2 on the Sports Voice of the Valley with Big Z Sports.
PAC Drilling, a family-owned and operated company since 2005 in Bolivar, takes pride in being an economic oil and gas drilling company. PAC's objective is to contribute to American energy independence through profitable development, operation, and marketing of oil and natural gas wells. PAC also employs operating technicians to oversee each and every well drilled to maximize its productivity and longevity. Contact PAC Drilling at pacdrilling.com.
If there's a new driver in the house, the East Central Ohio Educational Service Center is ready to help them hit the road with confidence. Through the Drive to Succeed Scholarship, eligible Ohio teens under 21 may qualify for funding to cover driver education, making it easier to get started. With flexible online learning and in-car training options, ECO ESC Driver Services helps students build skills for the road and beyond. Don't wait, start driving toward your future today. To learn more or apply, visit drivetosucceed.org or contact Trudy Lewis at trudy.lewis@ecoesc.org.
We're in extra innings in this second battle in as many days between arch rivals Dover and New Philadelphia. It is 2-2 as the Crimson Tornadoes get ready to come to the plate here in the top of the 8th inning. Kane remaining on in relief for Tyler Weisel's team. Five, 6, and 7 in Japanri's order, starting with the designated hitter, Becca Mast.
You know, it's a beautiful day. Let's play some extra.
Well, whether you want them to or not, we are. Mast, big, strong, right-handed hitter. Adi's first pitch to him. A called strike on a pitch that, I mean, I'm no OHSAA registered umpire, but that may have been a tad high.
I think some of them have been there, some of them haven't.
Adi's 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball and a called strike 2. And Mr. Mass looked down to Coach Fonderist, and Coach clapped his hand and said, not too much we can do about that. You got to be ready to swing the bat. Adi ahead in the count, 0-2. Kane's pitch high for a ball.
That's one of the things I always told my kids. I said, whether you think it's a strike or not, the umpire called it a strike, it's a strike. So
right.
You can come back to the dugout, you can complain about it all you want to, but if he calls it a strike, it's a strike.
1-2. Adi ready, Mast is ready. The pitch, a breaking ball and a swing and a miss.
I think he just got a piece of that, fouled that off, but Range was able to squeeze it, hold on for the strikeout.
Good eye, Josh. Josh, our color analyst for this matchup today. Now to bring Gavin Van Horn, and boy, Gavin made a big play in the bottom of the 7th, catching that Jack Range line drive to send us to extra innings. Gavin also scored the tying run in the 6th inning. After doubling, he's also singled and walked today. Adi's first pitch to him misses. Kane ready, and the 1-0, that's down low, 2-0. Not that you ever want to put a runner on. Gavin's got pretty good speed, so probably not a guy you want to let get on base here in extra innings. 2-0. Adi ready. The next pitch, high ball 3. Jacob Noretto waiting on deck, and Noretto, like the batter now, Van Horn, Jacob has reached base all 3 times. Here comes the 3-0. Called strike. Adi gets the sign. The 3-1 offering. Slow roller. It's going to be fielded by Courtney. The throw on to first base in time.
Boy, that ball just died in the grass there. Courtney was expecting it to come to him, and that ball just slowed up quickly. And fortunately, he was able to get to it quick, make a strong throw to first base to get the out.
That'll bring Jacob Noretto to the plate. 2-2. Crimson Tornadoes and Quakers. Top of the 8th inning. First pitch, a called strike. And that's why baseball and softball, for that matter, is such a unique game. Yesterday, New Philly the winner in a run inning shortened game. Now this game goes extra innings. 0-1 on Noretto. The next pitch, they say he went 0-2.
Yeah, and it's even different than softball. I'm not knocking softball in any way, but the pitchers, softball pitchers, they can throw a lot more often than baseball pitchers can. So you need to have 4 or 5 guys that can throw any night.
The 0-2 pitch, a breaking ball and a called strike 3, and that ends the Dover half of the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Dover 2, New Philly 2 on the Sports Voice of the Valley with Big Z Sports.
Hi, this is Jan McInturf. The past 30 years, the residents in and around the Tuscarawas County have made the call to the realtors and staff of McInturf Realty for buying and selling of residential and commercial properties. We truly live in a great community, and in all of those communities, there is nothing better than high school sports. For myself and all the agents and staff at McInturf Realty, we would like to wish all the area athletes good luck this season. And make the call to McInturf Realty, 330-364-SOLD, or find us online at McInturfRealty.net.
Every game begins with a spark, Athletes stepping onto the court, families filling the stands, and communities coming together. At Niedenthal & Company, their belief is that this spirit is what makes our communities such special places to live and grow. To all athletes in Tuscarawas, Holmes, Wayne, and Stark counties, your dedication inspires us all. Keep pushing, keep believing, and know your communities are behind you every step of the way. Niedenthal & Company wishes all athletes competing the best of luck this season.
Bottom of the 8th inning, New Philadelphia for the second consecutive at-bat, trying to walk this off in this 2-2 deadlock. Now, our outstanding producer, Abby from Claxon Communications, she told me that Casey Claxon or Bryce, somebody was going to buy her a steak dinner. Now she's getting hungry the longer we are out here.
We don't get perks like that.
Oh, no. No. We'd be lucky to get a hot dog from the concession stand. And Nick Tedesco will lead things off, his first at-bat since coming in defensively at second. A couple of innings back, Edwards' first pitch to him bouncing in the dirt. Now, Nick came in as a defensive replacement when Kane Oddie came in to pitch. At that time, he was not in the batting order, but then he pinch ran for Tanner Ulmer after Tanner put down a perfect bunt. So now he's batting.
And Tedesco hasn't had many at-bats this year, but he's made the most of them. He is 2 for 2 on the season, batting 1,000 right now. So.
Well, there you go. Who do you want leading off in extra innings? The guy hitting 1,000.
Nick Tedesco.
Next pitch, that misses outside, so Tedesco ahead on the count at 3-0. Now, you said when you were coaching, Josh, you'd always have a guy take 3-0. In this scenario, do you have him take 2 pitches?
No. I always trusted my guys. Certainly, when you're in a 3-1, if you get to a 3-1 count, then you're sitting on 1 pitch. It's a fastball. It's where you can handle it.
The next pitch, ball 4, so we don't even have to worry about that.
No, but you give your guys a chance. You don't want to handcuff them to put them in a situation where they do have 2 strikes. But at least what I was doing, I was really hammering it home to them. Like if you're in a 3-1 count, it's a very small selection that you're going to take. What is your favorite pitch? Do you like it middle in? Do you like it down a little bit? Like that's the pitch you're looking for. And if you don't like the outside pitch, and if you get a pitch on the outside that's still a strike, then let it go. You still have an opportunity for the next pitch. But certainly you give him the opportunity. You hate to see a kid swing at something over his head in a 3-1 count, and you're like, come on, like you're wasting an at-bat right there. So you really try to hammer home that it's a very small zone. Where can you handle a ball?
Cam Wright, will he put one down here? Quaker left fielder, he'll show bunt, but that misses outside. Nick Tedesco at first, pretty good speed over there. What has Cam Wright done today? He has grounded out, struck out, reached on a fielder's choice. We are tied, bottom of the 8th inning. New Philly and Dover 2-2.
Uh-oh.
He pops up the bunt attempt and not able to make the catch. Boy, hustling in and trying to make it, Jack Judkins.
That ball was very close to the brick wall back here, the brick wall backstop. Just not able to handle it.
Well, and Judkins showed great speed to veer off the baseline on the bunt attempt and get over there and nearly make the grab. 1-1 on Cam Wright. Tedesco at first. Leadoff walk in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pops up the bunt attempt again. That's going to fall in, and it will go foul. Well, there was some discussion there about was that interference, and I'm not even going to attempt to explain that.
As a base runner, you have to give the fielder the opportunity to field the ball. So it is your job as a base runner to get out of the way. Certainly the ball ended up in foul territory anyway before the fielder touched the ball, so that's why the umpire called it a foul ball.
All that's cleared up. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Cam Wright. Tedesco still hanging at first. Edwards with the pitch. That ball's lifted on a fly deep to left center field, ranging over. Nice grab in center field by Cale Oswald as he got to left center. The runner will have to stay at first. Now 1 out in the inning as Brooks Bezzosi comes to the plate.
Number 10, Brooks Bezzosi.
Brooks today has walked and scored. He's popped out and struck out and made a great assist from right field to gun down what would have been at the time a tying run at the plate. Chase Edwards has been great in relief out of the bullpen. Bezzosi lifts up a fly to center. Cale Oswald ranging toward right center. Makes the catch. 2 outs in the frame. That'll bring C.C. Carruthers to the plate. Reached on a bunt single. Has flown out a couple of times. New Philadelphia, 3-0 in the conference. Dover, 2-1 in Ohio Cardinal Conference play. We're tied, bottom of the 8th inning, 2-2. Nick Tedesco, who walked to start the inning, on at first base.
This is a situation you wonder if you're going to put the runner in motion. Even if it gets thrown out, you're going to start with your leadoff batter in the next inning.
The next pitch to Carruthers inside. And as we were mentioning, as the 7th inning kind of wound to a close, both these teams have had opportunities.
They certainly have.
New Philadelphia's left 10 on base. Dover has left 8 on base. 2-0 on Carruthers. The pitch called strike, inside part of the plate at the knees.
And really the biggest thing that's kept New Philadelphia in this game is the 3 double plays ending innings. One of them came in a situation where the bases were loaded with only 1 out.
2-1. The next pitch, high, ball 3. Chase Edwards has been firing along in positive fashion out of that Dover bullpen. The 3-1 pitch, high, ball 4. So Tedesco, the winning run, potentially heads to second.
Now up for the Quakers, number 2, Braylon McBride.
And that'll bring Braylon McBride to the plate. Braylon today 0 for 3. And while he did score 3 runs yesterday, he's 0 for 3 in that game. He'd love to get a game winner here. Edwards' first pitch, line drive, it's base hit into left field. They're going to wave Tedesco around. Here comes the play at the plate, and he's safe. New Philadelphia walks it off on the Braylon McBride. Base hit into left field. Tedesco hustles around third, dives in, and is called safe at the plate. And New Philadelphia walks it off with a 3-2 victory to take both games from Dover. We'll come back and give you a post-game show next with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Hey, all you Guardians and Indians fans. This is 1980 American League Rookie of the Year, Joe Charbonneau. I will be at Shenanigans in Dover, April 11th from 1 to 3 for a meet and greet, courtesy of the Tuscarawas County Brownsbacker T-County Boxing Academy and Shenanigans Bar and Grill. Check out Tuscarawas County Brownsbackers Facebook page for details. Hope to see you there.
It's never too late to move forward, and Buckeye Career Center Adult Education is here to help. Our Aspire program supports adults building reading, math, and language skills, preparing for the high school equivalency test, or learning English as a second language. Classes are offered in New Philadelphia, Dover, and Berlin, or enroll in the Adult Diploma program, free for Ohio and more.
The high school baseball postgame show is here with Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley. New Philadelphia in thrilling fashion knocks off Dover 3-2. And when you talk about a rivalry game, this is the kind of game whether you're a Dover fan or a Quaker fan, you want to see some big plays, and certainly the biggest coming in the bottom of the 8th inning on Braylon McBride's game-winning base hit.
Yeah, talking to Coach Weisel earlier in the week and some of the dads I know here pretty well, they fully expected that game last night to be more like this game tonight. Dover-Philly matchup, no matter what sport it is, you know it's a battle. Certainly, Dover didn't play well defensively last night, and I talked to Mr. Range today at school, and I said, "Wow, big win last night." He goes, "Yeah, but it's still going to be a dogfight tonight." So everybody knows baseball is that unique game. You use a number of different players, you use a number of different pitchers, and anything can happen on any given night, and that's why it's so hard to win a state championship in baseball. I mean, you got one opportunity. If you mess up one game and you're out. Major League Baseball, College World Series, all that other stuff, you have multiple opportunities, and that's why baseball is such a fun game, because you can play horrible one night and come out the next night and just forget about it and play well. Fortunately for the Quakers, they played well in 6 games right now, so they're 6-0.
They are undefeated in conference play at 4-0, and like Josh said, 6-0 overall. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, and we'll name our Subway Player of the Game. The Quakers just getting by Dover 3-2 with the sports voice of the Valley and Big Z Sports.
Save the date. Customer Appreciation Days are happening at Keim Home Center and Keim Mount Hope Hardware, April 13th through the 18th. Join us for a full week of celebrating you, our customers, with 10% off select items store-wide, live demos in the shop, gift card giveaways, food, and more. Visit us online at keimhome.com or follow Keim on Facebook for more details. We'll see you April 13th through the 18th for Customer Appreciation Days at Keim Home Center in Charm and Keim Mount Hope Hardware.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Welcome back into the post-game show in extra innings, 8 to be exact. Well, 8 innings total, not 8 extra innings. New Philadelphia knocking off Dover 3-2 as a part of every broadcast. We bring you our player of the game, brought to you by Subway Restaurants. And, boy, we really had to kind of look at different efforts, both teams, both sides. But after we had discussed all that and broke it all down, we think we came to agreement.
I think we did come to agreement. Kane Oddie, player of the game today. He had 2 base hits, 1 RBI, in a game where only 5 runs are scored. He has 2 hits, 1 RBI, and then he comes in and pitches 3 scoreless innings to close out the game. So great job. I mean, Jackson Norris did a great job pitching. We had some guys do some tremendous things that Bezzosi hosing that ball to the plate to Jack Range there to keep them in the game, because if that doesn't happen, then we're not even in extra innings. So there's a lot of good things that happen on the Quakers end. There's a lot of good things that happen on Tornadoes end. But today we're going to give it to Kane Oddie. 2 for 4 at the plate with an RBI and 3 shutout innings for the win.
If you would be so kind, maybe run down and grab Coach Weisel for us. We'll talk to him briefly. So thanks to the folks at Subway Restaurants for sponsoring our Player of the Game award throughout the course of not only high school baseball and softball, but also high school football, basketball, and much, much more. The Quakers improving to 4-0 in the conference and 6-0 overall. 2-2 Dover slips to OCC action, and happy to be joined momentarily here in our post-game show by New Philadelphia winning head coach Tyler Weisel. And Coach, you told us this game would be different than yesterday's game, and it was.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't expect anything less out of Dover. I knew they were going to be ready to play today, and luckily we came on the right side of this.
Tell us a little bit about, I guess, what you were trying to get accomplished with the team. We were mentioning both late in the game and in extra innings. You guys had a lot of opportunities. They had a lot of opportunities. I think unofficially we had you guys combined for like 18 guys left on base. But in the end, you got it done.
Man, it's a small Army, ain't it?
It is.
But you know what, though? A lot of opportunities, but we got it done when it mattered. That's the beauty about playing at home. We get a chance to score last and hitting the bottom half of the inning. So wasn't pretty, but most wins, they don't have to be. I tell the guys all the time, as long as we put a W beside the team we play, that's all that matters.
Well, and, Coach, I've been fortunate to work with you for several years now, more often as the PA guy than as a broadcast guy. But you said, you know what, pitching is going to win you a lot of games. And, boy, you got a great start from Jackson Norris, and Kainati was solid out of the bullpen. Man,
Jackson Norris, he was unbelievable today. I mean, he was flat out unbelievable. He was nails. I know we talked in pregame about him, and, you know, he's tougher than everybody else. Not much is going to bother him. He went out. He gave it his all. He got up in his pitch count a little bit for early in the season. He gave us everything we needed today, and he was everything. Then Kainati, he was nails. He settled in, had the pass ball. Tough. It was a tough block, wild pitch, and then, man, you know what? I think the biggest plays of the game defensively was 3 double plays we turned today. We turned them in really big situations. We turned one there in the I just want to say the 7th, little 4-6-3 jobber. So our defense was unbelievable today.
And I know Coach Jarvis, my color analyst, he said, how about that throw from Brooks Bezzosi throwing the guy out at the plate?
Man, for a young pup.
Yeah.
Young pup in his first time in a Dover Philly game like this, I mean, he's got the pedigree. He's fun to be around. He works his tail off. I didn't have any doubt in mind.
And it was a big, big win for New Philadelphia. And, Coach, you guys will collect yourselves, and you're right back at this field tomorrow.
Right back at it. I wouldn't want it any other way. We got Braves coming to town tomorrow. We actually got in the next 2 days, and gonna be nice nice day again tomorrow. We're gonna go out and play hard.
Coach, we appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
New Philadelphia head coach Tyler Weisel. My thanks to our color analyst, Josh Jarvis, as well as our producers from Claxon Communications, Abby and Bryce. And most of all, thank you so much for watching. New Philadelphia in extra innings edges Dover 3-2. I'm Bill Morgan, and I'll see you at a game.
Thanks for watching this Claxon Communications production of High School Sports on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel. For the latest news and scores, follow Big Z Sports on Facebook, on Twitter at @Big_Z Sports, and on Instagram. Don't miss any of the live stream coverage all season long by simply subscribing for free to Big Z Sports on our YouTube channel. For the best in high school sports coverage, there is only one Big Z Sports.